Hey drummers, how's it going? It's Alex once again, bringing you some more fun-free drumming ideas. I've managed to snatch another minute to run down here and film another little lesson idea that I've got sort of permeating in my brain. It's going to kind of follow on from what we did in the last lesson, where we were looking at the benefit of accents and what they can bring to some of your grooves and your playing. So we're going to add that to a kind of linear groove, because we haven't done linear grooves for a long time. So if you like what you saw in the intro and you want to give this one a crack, stick around and I shall proceed to break it down. So here we go. Right, so we'll look at getting like the core groove down regardless of any dynamics. All right, so the first little phrase, we've got kick left, right, kick left. That's gonna be 1 E and a 2. It's gonna take us up to our first sort of like major backbeat. The right hand is just gonna stay up on the hi-hat the entire time. The left hand's gonna do the work where it comes down to hit the snare. So all the sticking is gonna lead to the left hand cracking that snare. Be loud and proud of the bass drum. So we should get, for the first part, something that sounds a little bit like this. So we got kick, left, right, kick, snare. Big loud left, give it a nice crack. If you can, catch the rhythm, especially when you're playing like these linear grooves. Dynamics is the key to making it sort of come to life a little bit. So like I said, it follows on from last week, and if you can get your dynamics down, and we're going to be very much predominantly doing the accents with our left hand. Our right hand is kind of just sort of letting the left hand lead on this one essentially. So it's going to be fairly chilled, just ticking away on the hi-hat while the left hand does all the snazzy stuff. We'll go into that in a second. Right, let's have a look. One more time. Beats 1 to 2. Pretty simple so far. All right, now once you get past that bit, we're going to play, we're going to start from the and a beat 2. So we're going to go and a 3E and a 4E and a. So from here onwards, it's just solid 16th notes. So we're going to go through the sticking. I'm going to play it just so I can kind of remind myself exactly what the sticking is. Cracked it. So the sticking from the and of beat 2 onwards is going to be right, left, kick, right, left, which means we've got a kick on the and of beat 3 and on the E of beat 4. I'm going to play it again because it helps me probably just as much as it helps you. Okay, and we're counting it and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, so the main sort of like pushes we're going to make in terms of the kicks is going to be on the and of beat 3, slap beat 4 with the snare drum with your left hand, and then on the E of beat 4 we're going to get that da-boom sort of a sound. One more time. Alright, now if we add that to sort of like beats 1 to 2, we get this. I'll go through that slowly. The counting is 1E and a 2 and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now I'm kind of playing all the hi-hats pretty much with the same intensity. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through my suggested accenting for this, and I'm going to keep my right hand, it's going to be chilled, it's just going to be tapping away. You'll see it'll barely move. My left hand's going to be the one going a little bit mental in the background. You'll see it sort of like trying to get those snapshots in there and hitting the edge of the hi-hat. And that'll make it sound like, instead of sounding like this, more like. Alright, you can make it sounds pretty different. Okay, that's with no dynamics. With dynamics, same speed. So you can see how much work that left hand is doing and how dynamic your hi-hat can be just by slogging it on the side and making something. It makes the drum beat sound way more syncopated. Although we're pretty much playing solid 16ths throughout the whole thing, you don't hear that here. And then the rest of the notes, they're just sort of like glitter and garnish, which help hold everything together for one thing, but they fill in the gaps to make it feel like quite solid to play, but they are just sort of there doing their job in the background. But like right up front of that groove are those like prominent hi-hats with the left hand and your kicks and snare. Like I said, it's so much more effective when you start employing dynamics in this way, especially on your hi-hat, because it's one of those things where it might take a little while to get down. And again, especially with that left hand as well, it takes a while for that left hand to become less dormant, wake up a little bit and get a bit more involved. So one more time, let's just go through the actual notes that I'm getting to pop out. So I'll just play it straight. So beats 1 and 2 are pretty much going to be the same. When we start playing and a 3E and, the E and the A on the, the A and the E of, so the A of beat 2 and the E of beat 3, we're whacking with our left hand and then getting ready to slap the snare for beat 4. So you get this. So you can barely hear my right hand. If you watch, angling that stick down to use the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the hi-hat, my right hand is very much staying on top. And again, this is an electric hi-hat, which is like average at best in terms of like how dynamic it could be compared to like an acoustic hi-hat or like one that's made out of natural metal. And so I'd expect to get even more effect out of this if I was playing on a real kit. So let's go through that one more time. The only other one we're getting to stand out is the up of beat 4. Okay, so as we go back round, you get that ta-boom as you go back round to the beginning. So you get, I can do it better than that. Alright, that's your ending back into the beginning. Okay, and that's all that's going on there. When you play it faster, it comes to life even more. So once you start getting comfortable with that, you can start like adding a few embellishments. So we can start chucking in some nice little double strokes in there. A nice place for that is on the and the beat 2. So you get, instead of, and then we're coming out of that with that left hand. Don't know what that was. Okay, tiny flick of the right hand there, but again, mainly prominent, getting that left hand to really pop at the end. And that's just right, left, left, right, left. So it's like a 6-stroke roll, but you're sort of playing 4 32nd notes followed by 2 16th notes. Right, right, left, left, right, and left. All right, and then that left is going to lead into your bass drum. And then again, you've got that left hand coming in on the up beat 4 again. And if you sort of do like an A-B structure, which I love to do, which I didn't do, other little embellishments you can start adding is, and again, this is the great thing about learning linear fills or linear grooves, is once you've got them down here, you're just placing your hands wherever you want around the kit, and you can sort of get like that, I don't know, I see Eric Moore do it quite a lot, and that's sort of where I nick quite a few of these ideas from. Again, you can just sort of use it sparingly, so you get like your doubles in there a little bit, then you maybe just, you know, slip in a couple of times. So something like this. Alright, so you don't have to be like and play the whole thing on there. You just slip your right hand out, and that just gives you like an extra little flavour. Because up until now, our left hand, when we're just playing the groove on the hi-hats, is pretty chilled. But then when you add that into the equation, it's not necessarily hitting any harder, it's just popping off on one of the toms. Again, it's just all salt and pepper, which just adds a little bit more seasoning to your groove. A lot of food analogies. I do that a lot. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with food. So yeah, these are all things that you can do and have a lot of fun with. So one more time, I'll go through the groove with the pattern, nice and slow. Okay, and again, it's 15 notes, because we're just missing that one note on like the E of beat 2. So we've got kick, left, right, kick, stand, right, left, kick, right, left. Try and remember it. I'll write it down and you can download the sheet music for that as well. Okay, I can't stress more, try and catch that rim shot. Again, it's hard on here. Every time I'll be doing it on an acoustic kit. Got to nail that trigger on this thing. But once you get that down, that just adds another level on top as well. You get understanding. Yeah, it sounds great, like what you call it. With the accents. You've got so many options. Once you start getting that left hand in particular to pop, you can just raise your game with pretty much all the things you already know. Again, if you add a few more things to your arsenal, it's only ever going to get better. So before I go, I'll just sort of play the groove a little bit more, try and incorporate some of those embellishments. I'll do it nice and slow, and then we'll speed it up, get a few toms in there, and then we're done. So here we go. All right, so let's go nice and slow. Here we go. Lovely. Time it faster. I love it, that sounds great. Let's incorporate the hi-hat, let's incorporate the accents on the hi-hat now. Can't help myself. As soon as I start playing, I'm like, oh, we go here, we go there. There's no plan, it's just your hands know the patterns of like, do-do, 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 hey, and you just start juggling everywhere. Right, let's go a little bit faster and we'll just have some fun. We'll move our hands around the kit a tiny bit, but obviously we'll start off focusing on the thing which is kind of low. With all the accent and those double strokes chucked in there, with that kind of A-B format, and then we'll start just, I don't know, spaffing off on the drums and getting a few different sounds to come out. All right, here we go. There it is. I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for watching. Have a little bit of fun with this one. Sort of mess around with the idea. If you want, you don't have to play this particular linear pattern. They are really good because they do promote the use of dynamics to get it sounding groovy and working like as it should do. And of course, when I say linear, I didn't really explain it, but basically linear grooves are where you don't get any like notes stacked on top of each other, so you wouldn't get like a bass and a hi-hat landing at the same time. It's basically one limit at a time, so if you were to look at it, it would be one line of notes, linear, line. That's the sort of like thinking behind it. But of course you can strip that back and do some like really easy patterns. But again, try and incorporate your left hand doing a bit more work, especially on the hi-hat, because you can, once you learn how to get some of those sort of Stuart Copeland-esque sort of subtleties going on the hi-hat, again, it's just more things you can add to your toolkit. So once again, thank you very much for watching. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. There will be sheet music, which will give you a link, which will take you to my website. So if you want to go and check that out, feel free. The more the merrier, and it'd be nice to see you over there. So until next time, take care, keep drumming, and I'll see you soon for some more fun free drumming ideas. Alright, see you later. Bye.